Good afternoon, everyone. It is Victoria in Agent Development. I hope you guys are all having a great Monday. I feel like all I've done today is talk into a computer. Maybe you joined us for one of our earlier sessions this morning, Social Media Minute or Tucker Coaching. And if you did, I'm glad you're back again. So, as always, y'all are muted, so find that question panel and type. I will try to monitor that as we go along, but I will definitely be sure to check it before we wrap everything up. So hopefully y'all can see my screen. I am logged into the Toolbox as an agent, and I didn't ask Rachel if she'd let me use her Toolbox, but I don't think she will mind, so hopefully that's cool. I am logged in as Rachel Patterson out of the South office, just because my toolbox looks a little different. I have an admin toolbox, so didn't want to have to get into all of that. So here we are on the main screen of the toolbox. There's just a couple of things that I want to make sure that I hit today. And then if there's any specific thing that you are looking for, maybe you heard like, oh, I asked about this certain thing and somebody said it's in the toolbox, but I'm not quite sure where to find it in the toolbox. Drop that in the chat. I can be sure to show you where those things are. But like I said, otherwise, I'm just going to go through this, pull out a few things that I think are helpful, things that I think agents use frequently or should be using frequently, and we'll go from there. So like you can see, I've got some kind of quick link little icons here across the top, and we're going to go through most of these. The first thing, though, is the search is like your best friend. There's even so much stuff in the toolbox here that I don't remember where all of it is. So if I just start typing in the little search box, I get some stuff that pops up. So we were talking about quick buy on the session right before this. And if I'm like, hey, I want to know some more about quick buy, I'm not sure where to go to find it, I'm just going to come to the toolbox and I'm just going to start typing it in. And you can see right there that quick buy showed up. So if I click on that, obviously it would then take me to the page all about quick buy, which if you're not familiar, quick buy is our iBuyer program, and that's a training for another day. We actually have one coming up next week on the 14th. So if you're interested in that, you can register. So back on my home screen, toolbox highlights. The next part down you're going to see is if you have any current active listings, even if they're pending, but if they're current listings and you have put your MyBore number into the backside of the toolbox, it will talk to MyBore and pull over any listings that you have. So it looks like Rachel's got 3 active ones right now. So we'll come back to these guys. And then if I keep scrolling, there's kind of like a blog roll kind of thing happening here. Every time that we publish the weekly from my department, from Agent Development, the newest version will pop up here on the toolbox. So if you were like, dang it, I wanted to register for that class, but I deleted that email and I can't find it anywhere, you can always hop into the toolbox and find the latest edition. It does come out on Tuesdays. And so it usually takes just a little bit of time for it to appear. It's definitely there by the next day, but I'm not sure what the lag time is on it showing up. But you can see this is last week's edition here, because again, this week will come out tomorrow. And then there's also sort of just anything that's been new or interesting, big stuff that's been going on in the company. So obviously we had this giant tech stack rollout last week that we're still doing. We're going to start visiting all of the offices tomorrow. So we will be coming to all of you. And then stuff like the Market Watch, and I can keep going through here and see all of these things. And obviously I can click on them to open them and view all the stuff that is in there. So yeah, so let's talk about these guys here a little bit more on the front page. Everybody will have this win a listings piece. And if I click on that, marketing has sort of done the hard work for you and just sort of put in one place all of the stuff that you might need marketing tools wise to reach potential sellers and hopefully then win those listings. So there's stuff here on home value. So obviously that goes back to our buy side tool. There's stuff here on expired and FSBOs. There's stuff on quick buy, the My Tucker perks. They put all of the listing presentation stuff in one place. So again, these live in other spots on the toolbox. They have just sort of grouped those types of like win the listing things together and put them in one spot on the front page of the toolbox. I'm gonna hit the back button and go back to the home screen. Okay, so here are current listings. So if you have a listing within 7 minutes of it going live on the BLC, you will have these links here on your toolbox. Right now, once your listing goes live, you also get an email from digital marketing with some links to like postcards you could print or social media shareables to help promote your listing on social media. Those are actually going away, and you're going to start receiving emails from Tucker Marketing Center instead. Tucker Marketing Center is in conjunction with our new program called Impress, which offers the same tools. It's those automated pieces of, here is a piece for you to promote your listing on social media, you know, Facebook or Instagram. Here are postcards that you could print. Here are listing flyers. It's still that automated piece, but it kind of ties into these pieces here on the toolbox. So let's go into this cloudy court. So if I click on this, it's going to give me some tools. It's going to let me see all of the info that's being pulled from MyBore. And then it gives me some of these tools. I can view my listing on talktotucker.com, which I would encourage all agents to do. And then you could even send that link to your sellers and say, hey, here's the, the link to your listing. I want you to look over it. And then it'd be really great, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if you share this link on your social media in your, your sphere as well. You can view the listing traffic. This is listing traffic just on talktotucker.com. But remember, we get more traffic on talktotucker.com than MyBore and Realtor.com combined. We literally have millions of people who come to our website every month. So I can view that listing traffic. I could then even create a seller's report. I think this is a tool that gets overlooked a lot. If I come in here, I just click on this green create report, and then I put in my client's name and their email. I can do more than one. I can also send a copy to myself as the agent, and then I can say, how often do I want to send these? Probably in this market right now, maybe every day. Or if that seemed a little much, you could do every week. Maybe your client is somebody who wants to know every single day of every single second of every single minute, what's happening. I would maybe do that every day. So, but just know that that tool is there, so your sellers can see how often their listings are being viewed. Okay, so there's kind of those web tools right here. Then there are quick links to the marketing tools. So from right here, I can go into instant marketing and I can create a flyer. I could grab the links for Tucker Tours. If you are currently paying for like a tour product, stop, save your money. Tucker does it for you. Once your listing goes live, again, give it about 7 minutes, and then you can hop into the toolbox, go to Tucker Tours, and grab the links. So you'll see right here, there is a branded and a non-branded link. I would copy both of them, and then just send them to your admin. Obviously, y'all know that you can't make a change to your listing once it goes live, but your admin can. So you can grab those tour links and send them over and say, hey, could you add these to my listing for 123 Main Street? And your admin will be happy to do that for you. You can't even edit the tour. Like if I wanted to rearrange the photos or change the music or whatever it is, I could go in here, I could edit it, preview it. Once I'm happy with it, I could send it to the admin. But don't overthink it. It's a pretty good product just as it is, how it looks by itself. You don't have to edit it. Okay, I'm gonna go back one more. So again, under marketing tools, I can also create postcards, brokers open. Do we still have those? I really don't know. Do you guys still do them? If you do, you could create open house flyers for brokers open. Custom marketing here, you could do some of this. This is a little bit more of like the luxury, $7.99.9 and above. And then you've got social media. So I can post my listing straight to Facebook, to Twitter, to LinkedIn, or I could come in here and create a social media graphic. Again, will redirect me over into instant marketing, but exactly where I want to be to create those socials. Cool. You can even update your listing description and your map location. This would just update on talktotucker.com. It doesn't update anything in MyBore. It's not a two-way street here. It's just a one-way street. It comes from MyBore into TalkToTucker. And then, so if I made changes here, it would just be on talktotucker.com. So those are just some quick links once you have a listing, kind of a place where you could go in, start promotion very, very quickly. So I'm going to go back home. We're going to end up back here on the home screen. So you could even get to some of those social media pieces like really quickly right here by using social media. But for now, a place that I'm going to go that you probably spend the majority of your time in the toolbox is under this create marketing material. So the first one down is presentation. So if you are putting a presentation together and you're like, I thought we had a sheet about XYZ, this is probably where you will find it. The first one up is this buyer and seller presentation. These are the ones where you can go in and select specific pages that you want. You'll hear agents sometimes refer to these as kit sheets. Once upon a time, all of the offices used to print these, and some of the offices might still keep, in your libraries, but otherwise you can hop in here, grab exactly the pages that you want, and customize your presentation that way. There is a like a Google Slides version. So if you needed to do a presentation virtually, maybe you had clients who are coming from out of state, you could create a presentation for them virtually, maybe go through it over Zoom. We've got blank presentations, and then there are some relocation pages. I do think you have to be part of like the Relo team to use that kind of stuff, but they are here. And then there's the buyer and seller's book. I bring these up just because I feel like I thought everybody knew about them, but I literally had an agent last week. She saw one and she was like, wait, what is that? I've never seen that before. She was like, those are really nice. And I was like, oh yeah, like I'll tell you all about it. And she was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this existed. The buyer and seller books are just really nice pieces that are great leave behinds for maybe you're going on a listing presentation. You could take a seller's book with you, and you're not necessarily going to go through all of the pages, but it would be a nice, piece again to leave behind. Sometimes agents I've seen will take the buyer book and take it to like an open house and have a couple out at an open house with them. So the nice thing is I can just come in here and there is a spot for you to update like the about me. There's kind of like an about me page, like a little resume spot. Once you do that once though, you can save it. It looks like, Rachel's gotten hers in here and has saved it. And then you can upload, your photo will be here. If you got a logo, you can upload a logo. And then the really cool thing is you could self-print these. You could do it in the office and bind them with a comb, or you can choose to print them on blurb.com. And the instructions to print on Blurb are up here. It talks about, what size you want it to be. You would just create an account. And then if you print it on Blurb, you can actually split the cost with your loan officer in your office if you choose to co-brand with them. So your info is on the outside of the presentation. On the back page, their info is on the inside on the last page. But they will cover, Tucker Mortgage will split the cost of them with you. And they're not crazy expensive, but they're a little pricey, which is why I wouldn't just probably be handing them out willy-nilly at an open house. I would, maybe take one or two and then be very kind of picky about who I let take one, or maybe, oh, well, that's my last one. Could I get your contact info? I could send you one, do something like that. So I just created one here really quickly. And I won't go through all of it, but it's just, if you haven't checked these out, I would encourage you to do so. It's a really slick looking piece. So here's, Rachel's info, and it's 24 pages long. It's got things like, this is the seller's book, so it has the selling process, and the buyer's book, it has the buyer's process. Just sort of, like why Tucker and why you and your photography matters and that kind of stuff. So there's just lots of good tidbits in here. If you haven't ever used one of these, definitely check it out. Cool. Let's hop back into the toolbox. And I'm going to go back to create marketing materials. And so we looked at presentations. I'm going to do instant marketing next. And this is maybe where you all are most familiar with. There is tons of instant marketing in here. And I should preface this by saying that the toolbox is not going away. Even though we rolled out those new, with the tech stack, we rolled out the Impress, which is that automated marketing tool that I talked about. And then we also have Present, which is kind of a marketing tool / CMA / buyer's tour. It does a lot of stuff. those are just add-ons. So this instant marketing piece is not going anywhere, and then neither is our custom marketing. The designers are not going anywhere. We love them, so they're sticking around. But in this, create marketing materials, instant marketing, you've got tons of stuff in here. You can come in here and create email signatures in 2 seconds. You can create listings for flyers, and y'all know it doesn't have to be just your listing. It can be if you're holding an open house for anybody. All you need is the BLC number, pop it in, and you have a flyer branded to you with all of the info pulled from MyBoard. There are luxury marketing pieces in here, anything $7.99, $9 or above. There are pop buys in here. I'm gonna click on this one. If you haven't done a pop buy lately and you're like, dang, I need like a tag, they've created some new stuff. Oh, there's some new stuff in here marketing has made. This is nice. I didn't know all this was in here. I should probably look at this more often. Yeah, there's some new designs in here. So what, we've got Easter coming up. Here you go. Have your peeps, call my peeps. If I choose this design, it is branded to me, the agent, maybe if it wants to load, here it comes. So obviously I'm in Rachel's toolbox, so it's gonna be branded to Rachel. I make sure all the info looks good. I hit create, and then there's like 4 or 6 of them on a page. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's 6. So, you could create this, send it to your admin, say, hey guys, could you print this and cut this out for me? And then, stick it on a pack of peeps and go and spread it around, drop them off at your clients. It's just a little funny pop by. I love pop buys because they're punny. Okay. So all of that is in here. Postcards, just listed, just sold. Again, all you need is the MLS number. It will pull the photo over. It will be branded to you. And in like 2 seconds, you have a postcard. This QR code generator, we are living, QR codes are not going anywhere. We are living in a post-COVID world. I don't know, not yet, right? Like a COVID, post-COVID, whatever. QR codes made a comeback with COVID, and I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. I can't tell you the last couple of restaurants I've gone to, there's no actual menu, right? It's just a QR code. You just scan it on your phone. We've been using QR codes in my department for registration links. It's real easy for people to scan, register, boom, they're done. So this is a QR code generator. So basically, if you have a link that you want to send people to, you could come in here. It's set to like your Tucker website, but you could come in here, you can paste any URL. I don't know if I've got, yep, here we go. This was like a registration to Quick Buy. So I could create a QR code right here. Boom, there it is. If any of you want to join us on April 14th at 9 a.m. via Zoom to learn about Quick Buy, you could scan the QR code that is on your screen right now, and you could register for the Zoom session on the 14th. And then, yes, you can just copy and paste and boom, put that QR code anywhere. I know a lot of people who use this for their buy-side website because, it's really long. It's like homevalues.talktotucker.com/firstname.lastname. That's a mouthful. Slap the QR code instead, and then people can visit your home value website. So not a lot of people know that that one is in there. You've got resumes, you've got virtual backgrounds, here's the virtual tours, all kinds of good stuff. And then there's also social media. So, it looks like we're changing some stuff in here too. This is new. Okay. I haven't seen this yet. Y'all are experiencing this brand new with me. So it looks like we've got social media resources. If I click on this, it's going to take me to the primer. Looks like maybe they're still working. We're going to put some more stuff in here. The social media primer is really great though. If you are considering like starting a team or creating a business Facebook page, you're not quite sure what you should name it, there are some rules just a little bit to stay license law compliant and that kind of stuff. So the social media primer is really nice. It looks like this. It's got Jim's face on it. There he is. So talking about like how to display your business name, how to brand your posts, what's that? Content. This is just a little 3-pager. So if you haven't seen that before, check that out. Let's see what else is in here. Social media. So it looks like we've got Facebook covers and LinkedIn covers, pretty self-explanatory. I think those are great ways to say, like, I'm a real estate agent without always saying I'm a real estate agent. We've got branded posts. So new agents, listing, kind of seasonal posts, and then some great like leading RE stuff. So there's tons of content in here. This is really nice. This is new. Like this design is, let's see, listing promotion. Ooh, okay. I saw somebody post one of these on Facebook the other day and wasn't sure where it came from, and apparently it came from our marketing department. Nice. So we've got some new designs. I love it. Okay, and then we've got some shareables. So it looks like we've got videos here for Tucker and for mortgage, and then we've got news, awards. So that's really nice. If you had an award this year, you can share. And then the blog is the one I really want to show as well. So Liz, who's our social media strategist, has a team of ghostwriters, and they put out a blog. Goodness gracious, like I think she does it at least twice a week, maybe more. There's tons of content that y'all can come in here and steal. Obviously, we posted on like our Tucker Facebook page, which you could share, but I would always really recommend that you hop into the Toolbox to share any of this blog content, and this is why. So if I click on this, it'll allow me to read it, which I would recommend that you do. Just give it a skim, make sure it's like content that your sphere, the people on your Facebook would like. And then look at how this looks like. It looks like Rachel wrote it. So if you share Tucker's version, it's not branded to you, it's just branded to the company. But if you come in here and share it from the Toolbox, it will be branded to you as an agent. So this is all about spring garden checklist. Nice. I'm like, yep, my sphere would appreciate this. I'm gonna hop back. And you have these social media shareable buttons right here. So in this instance, I would just hit Facebook. I'm already logged in, so it would, post. I'm absolutely going to say something about it. I'm going to give a call to action, maybe what are your favorite flowers to plant in the spring, something like that. And then I'm going to post it. I'm not going to post this one because it looks like Rachel wrote it. I'm going to back out. But again, there's tons of content in here. Come and steal it, guys. Okay. The last thing under create marketing materials, well, two things. There are the Tucker Pro Shops. So if you've ever seen somebody walk around with some Tucker logo gear, or you need to order some new business cards, the Pro Shops is where you want to come. When somebody says, oh yeah, I bought it on the Toolbox. I got it on the Toolbox. Tucker Pro Shops, this is where you want to come. We've got the print, the deluxe, like print and mail. If you've ever heard somebody talk about the CCC drip campaign mailers, that's in here as well. The print shop powered by Vistaprint. If you just want to come in here and order, business card designs that have already been created, they're already right here. You can come in here and look at the signs. You cannot order signs. Obviously, your admin has to do it for you. But we've got lots of different types of signs that people maybe might not know exist. So you could come in here and you could look at them. Maybe you were thinking about, ordering some custom sign writers. You've got a little bit of customization that you can do, different colors, add a picture, QR code, that kind of stuff. You can come in here, check this out. There's some cool directionals, things like that. All right, and the very last thing under create marketing materials is this request custom artwork. So if you've never requested a custom design, the best and easiest way to do it is to come in here, create marketing materials, request custom artwork. And it's just a Google form. Fill out as much information as you can, and then you get put into the queue and assigned to a designer. You can pick your designer if you want, but the more that you can tell them what it is that you want and what you're looking for, the better, the quicker they can get started. And then obviously the designer will be in touch with you for some preliminary proofs. And then if you want any changes, they'll work with you back and forth until they have something that you are, you love and you want to have it printed or whatever. And then you can go from there. But request a custom artwork, that's the easiest way. Instead of emailing a designer directly, they really do love it if you do it through this form. Okay, so that's everything in this section, kind of in create custom or create marketing materials. And I will pause for a second. I don't see any questions. Did anybody have questions about marketing in the toolbox? All right, I don't see anything, so I'm going to keep on going. So the next one over is manage my site and my leads. So I am going to hop into my profile. Okay, so everybody knows you all have a website, right? It's talktotucker.com/firstname.lastname. This is how you can edit your website. Oh, I did have a question come in. Rob, for caricatures, Dwayne does that, but again, you would do it through the request custom artwork. That is still considered if I could talk, that is still considered custom artwork. So I would still use the request custom artwork form and put in there that you are wanting a caricature. Don't email Dwayne directly. Do a request a design. Cool. All right. So back to manage my site and my leads. I'm going to go to my profile. And this is how you can edit your website. So your contact info, all here, looks good. You can change, if you have a name change or a phone number change, you can come in here and change those things yourself. You can't change stuff like your office because there's like paperwork involved with that kind of stuff. But if you ever do have like a phone number or a name change, you can come in here and update that yourself. Okay, so over on the right-hand side, I'm going to skip team info. That only shows on your toolbox if you, I think, are a team leader. Security, this is your login and your password. Oh, and there, Okta's trying to get me to change it. I don't want to change it, Okta. Go away. Hang on, there's too much stuff in my way for me to close this window. There we go. Okay. Don't change your password is what I was going to say. Everybody's password is FC Tucker, all one word, all lowercase. But like, why would I get into somebody else's toolbox and create marketing material that didn't have my face on it? It's kind of silly, right? So don't change it. That is our stance on that. Okay, the next one down is agent listings and lead settings. This part is really important. This is where you want to make sure that you have your MyBoard number entered. Now, if you're a member of one of these other boards, absolutely put that in there as well, but the majority of you are probably just MyBoard members. You want to make sure you've got your MyBoard number in here. So this is Rachel's, this 43333. It's pretty easy to remember. So that's her board ID, and that is how on that front page we could see her listings because it was pulling all of that from MyBoard. Okay. Featured listings. These are the listings that you want to feature on your website. So it looks like she has her settings as only my listings. So let's go look at it. Let's go see what it looks like. So here is the consumer-facing side. And if we scroll down far enough, featured properties, ding, ding, ding. There's only 3 results. So it looks like we are only featuring her actual listings. Totally fine. Now, maybe you don't have any listings right now and you're like, dang, I don't want there to not be any properties. Maybe I'm going to select just my office listings. That would be exactly what it says it is. If you're, at Keystone, it's only going to be listings for the Keystone office. If you're Carmel, only listings for the Carmel office. If you're on a team, you could feature just your team's listings. Or you can even do a custom area. And if I select custom area, I can break that down by city, township, zip. I think I can do more than one. I can even do a minimum and a maximum. So I think like Carmel has 2 zip codes. I could put in both zip codes, or I could just say Carmel as, as a whole or whatever. And I could change and I could save that and just do a custom area. So if I usually buy or sell a lot in one area, maybe that's what I want to feature. I'm not going to save these changes. Okay. Virtual showing settings. This just lets somebody know on your listing on talktotucker.com whether you are available via these types of technology. So if you're not comfortable with one of these or you're not comfortable with any of these, I would not select one of them. This came out of COVID when people were not going and actually looking at houses. Just agents were doing, like virtual tours and going in and like taking their phone around and giving clients tours, that kind of stuff. I still think that there's a place for this, especially with maybe like those out of town buyers and things like that. But if like, you know, I don't know how to use Skype. I've literally never used Skype in my entire life. I don't know. I'm like an elder millennial. I missed that bubble, I guess. And so I would not say that I would, you know, contact or connect with clients over Skype because I don't know how to use it. But with Zoom, heck yeah, I know how to use Zoom. Personal preference. And then your lead notifications, I would absolutely make sure that, you know, you get an email when a lead returns to site. This all has to do with them creating a profile on talktotucker.com, creating an account as a client. You could even do that for your client, but this is how you get those sort of lead notifications. So I would make sure you at least get an email. You could turn on text messages too if you wanted, but definitely turn on an email so you can see if your clients are like doing some stuff and you want to be notified, right? Make any changes, be sure to save it. I'm going to keep moving down this left-hand side here. Social profiles. These would just put a link to your profile. So on Rachel's, for instance, it looks like this over here on the right-hand side. See where it says Let's Connect, and there's a Facebook logo. If I were to click on this, it would take me to her Facebook page. So that's only if you want to promote those things. You just put in the URL. You can do Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all kinds of stuff. Agent bio. This is the one that I, when agents come through Leap with me, this is like the one piece of homework that I tell them they have to do on the first day, or maybe it's the second day, is to change their profile. Everybody's profile literally says, my passion in real estate is blah, 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 blah. Now, if I'm looking for an agent and I go to their website and I see that like it's really just generic, meh, do I feel a connection with them? Maybe not. We want people to like and know and trust you. And if it seems really generic, I might not get past that, right? I don't feel like I know you, so how am I going to trust you? I'm not going to probably keep investigating you further. What's really funny is that she needs to change hers, and when I see her later today, I'm going to tell her that she needs to change it. Because this is what everybody says. It says my success in real estate is due to my passion, blah, blah, blah. Come in here and change this. What differentiates you from everybody else? You know, do you like to focus on first-time home buyers? Do you speak another language? Do you whatever? Come in here and create something that is specific to you. Okay? And that is what shows in this first little blurb up here on your page. All right. Testimonials are exactly what they say they are. They're really easy to add. You just click this green Add New button, add a testimonial, and it shows up right here. This will scroll automatically, or I can use the navigation buttons to do it quicker. Okay. All right. Search graphic. That's that background graphic up at the top. There's a couple in here. If you'd ever like to see a graphic added, you can email marketing support at talktotucker.com. They switch them out every once in a while, especially like for the seasons and things like that. Or when we just feel like, hey, we've had these for a little while, we need some new ones, marketing will swap them out. All right, and then agent site design. This is just, do you want it left aligned? Do you want it right aligned? Just a little bit of variation. And then education at the bottom, you don't have to worry about. That's kind of an internal thing for like programs and trainings that you've completed. So we manage that. So that's sort of my site. That's how to, you know, come in, edit your site. The big thing is make sure you've got your MyBOR number in here under agent listings and lead settings. Make sure you've connected to Matrix. Cool, cool. All right. How are we doing on time? We're pretty good. Okay, I'm going to keep moving along across the top here. So Tucker Services, there is a bunch of stuff in here as well. This is really the place where if you've recently like heard about some type of program and you wanted to know more about it, it is probably going to be under Tucker Services. So what's really nice is they're also giving a call out here to the Agent Developments, the weekly, and then Agent Development course registration. So if you want to sign up to take a class, this would probably be your best bet. If you're not reading, there's a bunch of places you can come. You can, hopefully you're reading the weekly that we send out every Tuesday. I try to send it out about 10:30-ish. So hopefully you're wrapping up sales meetings and then you can read my email. So read the weekly. We have the course calendar, which here is a version of the calendar. You can also subscribe to this to have it show up on your Google Calendar. We also have the course catalog. So right here where it says click here to view a list of the 2022 courses, this will actually open up a Google Doc, and it looks a little different from me because I am the owner. And so I have all the edit buttons. If it wants to load. It's being a little slow. We can hide all of this. I'll show you what it looks like when you're viewing it. Here we go. So this is what it would look like for your view. You can see there's tons of stuff in here. So if you're looking for something and you want to register for a class, this is where you can come to register. And then it's also where I throw most of the recordings too. So here's a great example. If you wanted to watch a quick buy recording, you could. We had some social media this morning. So Liz did a video or a session this morning on Instagram hacks. So that recording has already been posted. So I changed those register here to watch again. So if you're ever like, dang, where can I go to see that? Check out the course catalog first. You could even bookmark this. You could add a shortcut in Drive. It is here. It exists. Okay. And then again, this is also where you can find it on the Toolbox, Tucker Services, ADC. You can see the weekly or register for a course. Leading RE is also here as well, but I'm going to save this for the end and I'm going to come back to it because you can also access it on the front page of the Toolbox, and we're going to come back to Leading RE. Okay. Tucker Tools, let's keep moving. Buy side, military on the move, Tucker Perks, quick buy, showing team, Tucker CRM. Lisa and I have been talking about we need to change this page. I think it might redirect us because we no longer have the Tucker CRM. We have Engage. Engage is our new CRM. And then we've also got, you know, home services, title services, accounting, all that good. Whoops, I clicked off of it, sorry. All of those, you know, mortgage, Relo, Tucker Shepherd. So all of our affiliates are here as well. But then, you know, if you're like, I don't know much about military on the move, I want to know more. I don't know much about quick buy, I want to know more. Showing teams, you guys get it. They are all kind of right here in one spot where you can come in and check it out, find out, you know, about trainings, resources. A lot of the pieces have like marketing materials. So, you know, like military on the move, for example. Oh, I can't see it yet. Rachel hasn't done through training. Let's see. I should be able to see buy side. Absolutely. So buy side. If you haven't checked out buy sides, you could come here to learn a little bit about it. And then we have various trainings, you know, throughout the year about buy side. But there's like lots of great social media, like graphics, and here's a follow-up letter, postcards. There's actually a really great, this using the buyer market analysis. If you create a BMA in buy side, this right here, this using the buyer market analysis, there are dialogues in here that are really great. Like it literally says, here's what to say. And obviously I wouldn't say it word for word, but there's some great, it walks you through like the different pages of the BMA. I'm getting a little in the weeds here, but my point is just that there's tons of stuff. If you're interested in one of these, you know, these tools or these programs like buy side, like quick buy, military on the move, etc. There's tons of stuff in the toolbox. So this would maybe be my first stop of like, let's go see what's on the toolbox and then kind of keep moving. And maybe I can sign up to take a class about it. Okay. So that is all under Tucker Services. Resources, there's a bunch of stuff under resources too. So we've got stuff about Dotloop. We have a giant page, y'all, about fair housing. If you want to check out anything that we have literally done in like the last 2, if not 3 years about fair housing, it is all here. We had fair housing roundtables last year, which we are bringing back. We'll wait for some info. It is all coming. We're doing fair housing roundtables again. We had the great, Let's Talk Fair Housing 5-part series in August of 2020. Oh, I guess it was June through August of 2020. There's a video here about it. You can even watch all of the individual sessions, each of the 5 parts. There's tons of stuff. Oh, Lisa made this like really fun quiz. It's kind of hard though about fair housing and code of ethics. I would encourage you all to take this quiz. I think it's pretty short. There's not like a ton of questions, but test your knowledge, see how knowledgeable you are about fair housing. And then we have some cross-cultural training. So there's tons of stuff here that is recorded. You come in here and check it out. So I think that page gets overlooked a lot, the fair housing page. We've got dot loop and G Suite training. And then, there's a bunch of other stuff in here. Here's the Market Watch graphic. If you are always like, people will keep talking about this Market Watch, but I don't know where to find it. Ding, ding, ding. The Market Watch is right here. And it is all branded to you. So if I wanted, I could download a PDF or an image. This will have the branding on it. So there it is. There's the branding. It would have you as the agent with, all the statistics, this little graphic, which I love, really nice, but it's kind of long, right? It's kind of tall. It maybe won't fit on, say, like Instagram as much, which is a little bit more of a square kind of orientation. So if I keep scrolling, if you come down here where it says traditional Market Watch and I click on 2022, it opens up a drive folder. And then obviously we're just now into April, so we don't have Marches yet, but I could hop into this February folder. There's a bunch of stuff in here. So there's like the full press release and the monthly stats, but what I love are these little snapshot graphics. So they're not branded to you as the agent, but it's just like a little snapshot of, so this one's the average sales price, obviously you can see, but it's more of a square orientation. I don't know, I like this on Facebook better. I really like it on Instagram better just because it fits like in the grid, but there is where to find that. And then here is like the full one. So this one is still a little more horizontal or more vertical, but that's where those guys live. So if you've ever seen somebody post that, didn't know where it was, it's in the traditional Market Watch. Whoops, I went too many back. And it does talk about like if you want to customize, any of that, like the press release or anything you want to use for yourself, you got to make sure you make a copy so you can have a version you can edit. Okay, so there is the Market Watch. If I go back to resources, Tucker logos live in here. I have people ask me for logos a lot, like a lot. Tucker logos live in here. And you can get just like the logo, like the T, it comes with, you can do the black and gold, or you can do the black and white with or without a border. And there's also sign graphics in here. So those like just sold, just listed, like where it looks like the T is on an actual like sign, those are in here as well, which is really nice. Obviously, if you were ever using logos, like having something designed outside of the company, make sure you run those pieces past marketing. And that is approvals at talktotucker.com. If you send them a design that you, like I said, if you've had it designed, you've designed it yourself, or maybe in Canva, or you've had it done outside of the company, always run it past approvals at talktotucker.com just to make sure that you are license law compliant and everything looks good. They're not going to look at it in terms of design or tell you, this looks good or this color would be better or anything like that. They're just literally going to look at it to make sure you are license law compliant. You don't want to spend money on something and then not be able to use it. I had an agent in Leap do that last year or the year before. She went and had business cards designed somewhere else. She was like super pumped. She like brought them into class and we kind of had to burst her bubble that she didn't have like Tucker on it. And so they weren't branded correctly. And so like she was not license law compliant. She could have gotten in trouble for having those. Not that probably anybody's gonna rat her out, but you never know, right? just never know. So anyway, approvals at talktotucker.com. That's my soapbox. Okay, all right, let's keep looking through this resources page. We've got policy manuals, so like company policy, agent policy, all that's in here if you're ever looking for something like that. There's info about the Tucker profit sharing. So you guys are probably familiar with you know, Lynn Davis and how they do that with Tucker profit sharing. If you wanted more info, you come in here. And then, oh, we actually had some questions about Matterport this morning on our last session. So there's like some info in here. So if you were on the coaching call, here you go. There's info about Matterport in here. There's more info about the print mail, the CCC program. That is in here too. And then we also have like the exhibit booth order form is in here. So if you ever were going to go and do an event and you wanted to like rent a Tucker tablecloth, or those flags, they have those like those really cool like tall, I don't know what they are, like 8-10 foot flat, I don't know, I'm making that up, but those like flags, if you ever wanted to rent Mr. T, you can do that here with the exhibit booth order form. There's no cost to you. You just have to do it in enough time because those pieces do get kind of booked in advance. So all that info is in here too. Cool. All right. And then there is just like a contact us. So everybody here at the Agent Support Center, you can see branch staff and managers, title services, franchise, mortgage, Shepherd Insurance. So everybody's contact info you can find here as well. All right. I'm going to head back to the home page because the last thing that I want to talk about, there is a quick link for it here on the front, and that is Leading RE, Our World. So I'm going to click on this little earth right here. And hopefully you guys are all familiar with Leading RE, that we are a member or founding member of leading real estate companies of the world, which, you know, gives us access to agents all across the globe, all across the US, and in like, I don't know, I think we're in like 70 or 80 countries now, which is really nice when you're, you know, you need to send out referrals, or we get referrals from other people that are in Leading RE. There is a bunch of marketing. There's like videos in here and shareables and all that. But the thing that I want to bring to your attention is that as being a member of Leading RE, we have access to this thing called the Institute. And I pay the bill for the Institute every single month. And I'm like, dang it, I just don't think enough agents maybe just don't know that this exists, but they're definitely not taking advantage of it either. So to get to the Institute, it's maybe also in a very small place, and maybe we should rearrange this page. But if I scroll about halfway down, it says Access Leading RE, click here to log in. So I'm going to click here to log in. This is the only way you can get to it. You have to go through the toolbox. And it's going to bring you to this really ugly page that they're hopefully getting rid of at the beginning of 2022. And I'm going to click on this square that says Try New Institute. And it's going to bring me to a much prettier page that is full of content in small little bites, educational content. So you've got sort of like a menu over here on the left. But if I can kind of scroll down and I can see like what courses are already happening. I can see what's recommended to me based on course history. I can search for courses. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the course catalog. You can also go to My Courses. So if you start something and walk away from it, it just saves your progress right where you were. You pick up with it when you have time the next time. So that's what My Courses is. We'll see. Oh, she doesn't have anything currently. But I could go to the course catalog and I could view the different pieces that are in here. So there's stuff about sales, marketing technology, ninja. Like if you're like, I don't like Buffini, but I like ninja, or maybe I like both, whatever. There's there's ninja selling in here. There's like Relo, luxury portfolio. There's tons of stuff. So I could view these topics in sales. So let's see. Listing success plan, view courses. So it looks like there's 5. This one is 8 minutes long, guys. This one is 6 minutes long. This one is 13. That's what I mean, that these are bite-sized chunks of info. When you've got a few minutes between appointments, or you've got a little bit of downtime, maybe you finished writing all your handwritten notes early today, you've got a little bit more time that you've blocked out for that activity, you could hop on to the Institute, the Leading RE Institute, and take a quick class. And then, like I said, you know, if I only got through 2 of these, I could come back later to finish it out. You can search for different classes. So maybe I want to learn, I want to get more money, right? Because we all want that. Boom. Make more money by reading your market. You could literally just search for whatever it is that you're looking for. Ooh, here's one about angry customers. That's kind of scary, right? So you can search for stuff. If I go back to the course catalog, you might have noticed that I skipped over this middle one here, the certifications. That's because there are 6 certifications that you can get through Leading RE. So there's one for teams, there's a sales gold, target marketing specialist, a regular marketing specialist, service expert, and a sales specialist. I think all in all, these probably take about, so this one's a little bit longer, takes about 2 hours to get through. But again, it's broken up into chunks that are 10, 9, 11 minutes long. If you complete one of these certifications, I get a monthly email from Leading RE telling me who has completed them. They send me a certificate for you that I print out and stick in the courier. And then you actually get a little badge that I put on your website. So on your Talk to Tucker website, you get a little badge that says you are Leading RE certified in whatever it was that you got certified in. So this one would be a Leading RE sales specialist certified. So those exist as well. And then there's this really cool thing called Learning Path. One that I like to point out to my LEAP agents is that there's a new agent learning path. And it's supposed to be where you take it over 8 weeks. But again, it's work at your own pace. So if you wanted to work quicker, you could. If you wanted to work slower, you absolutely could. So there's one about like Relo in here. There's an 8-week learning path for experienced agents, marketing and technology. There's just so much content, and some of it is taught by industry leaders. There was one in here that I just saw that was like Matthew Ferrara. So if you're familiar with Matthew, I love him. I always come away like feeling super inspired whenever I take one of his courses. He teaches a couple of these in here. Terry Johnson, who does Ninja, I think she teaches one of the Ninja ones that's in here. It's not just, you know, Joe Schmo, they're industry leaders. Can you show how I got to the Leading RE courses again? Absolutely. So from the front page of the Toolbox, I click on this Leading RE little globe. Scroll about halfway down to the page where it says Access Leading RE. Click here to log in. And it's going to give me that really ugly page, remember? And I'm going to click on Try New Institute. And it brings me to the much prettier, much easier to navigate page. And then I just use this menu on the left-hand side here you can see my courses, things that you've started. You can view the whole course catalog, and then there's those learning paths as well. And then there's this like leaderboard. I've never looked at this from the agent perspective. Let's see. Boom. So there's like a leaderboard, and it shows you Samantha Owens. She's like knocking it out of the park. Like she's taken, I don't know, maybe all these classes. So you can see who has taken a lot of these. And I recognize a lot of these names. So some newer agents who are in here. That's awesome. So yep, that is Leading RE. The Institute, one of my favorite hidden gems that I don't think people take advantage of enough. Is there a difference in the course offerings between the old ugly page? I don't know if you can actually access anything in here. No, I wouldn't mess with any of this. This is like old, and it might all be the same, but the platform is definitely not as nice. I think a lot of the content has probably been pulled over into the new one. This is just like not as pretty. I would absolutely work out of this platform here. Cool. And actually, I'm going to even close those because they're gross. And we'll look at this one, which is much nicer and much easier to navigate. So cool. So yeah, lots of stuff. And I will hop back over into the toolbox. So I would encourage you all just to get in here, look around, click through. You can't break it, can't break the toolbox. Make some marketing, request some custom artwork if you need it. Take a look at these, listing tools. Once your listing goes live, don't forget that they're here. Check out those buyer and seller books. Check out the Institute. So yeah, any other questions in the chat? I don't see any. All right. Well, we will wrap it up. Thank you all for joining me today. Hopefully you know where to find me in agent development. It's just victoria.thomas@talktotucker.com if you ever need anything. Yeah, have a great rest of your day.